You think I'll let you zone?
Baka.
It's been a while, but I'm back reviewing a PlayStation game, and this time we're going back to a classic platformer, Sly Cooper and a Thievus Raccoonus, which was developed by Sucker Punch Productions and published by Sony Computer Entertainment at the time as a first-party title on September 23rd, 2002 in North America, and a year later in the PAL region. The version I'm going over today is the PS5 port with the added bells and whistles. Can we take back the pages from the Fiendish 5 in this definitive edition, or will the PS2 version still be it? Our story starts in Paris at Interpol headquarters, where Sly and Bentley go over the plan to get in and get the file Carmelita Fox has on Sly and the gang and get out. After stealing the file, Carmelita catches Sly trying to escape through the fire escape. Carmelita tells Sly that his crime spree is over and she will use her pistol to bring him in. Sly runs through the escape and the barricades into the van and makes his getaway. Sly explains that he comes from a long line of master thieves that catalog all their know-how and techniques for future generations to be great in the book called the Thievus Raccoonus. Sly's family made a name for themselves by stealing from other thieves, because if you want to be the master thief, what greater challenge is there than to steal from other thieves? But on the night he was going to get the book, 5 people came to his house and Sly's dad fought back but lost his life. They found the book and split it among themselves. Sly, broken and alone, was sent to the orphanage where he met Bentley and Murray, his best friends who were his tech support and driver. Together they're going to stop the Fiendish 5 and take back the Thievus Raccoonus. First up on the hit list is Sir Riley the Frog, where when he was young and rich was bored out of his mind, but on a whim started being a pirate and he loved it. After being addicted to crime, was brought onto the Fiendish 5 as chief mechanist. Sly came to the coast of Wales to get back some pages from this dangerous tinkerer. Sly has to climb and sneak his way into the frog's guarded hideout once Bentley tells Raleigh spends his time in a blimp with a storm machine that makes it rain every day. To access the blimp, Sly needs to steal 3 keys to the generator, and you can find them in different areas in the hideout. After cleaning the house and bringing the electric field down, there's another problem. Bentley found a way into the blimp. Sly is going to have to shoot himself out of a cannon, but to do that, he needs the rest of the keys. After some submarining and such, Sly makes it to the blimp where Raleigh is waiting. Sly tells the frog, wipe out his family and steal what is his. He better expect Sly to come knocking. Raleigh apologizes for not getting rid of him too, but says he will fix that right now, and they fight. After the brawl, Sly learns how to do the ninja spire jump from a section of the book. Carmelita was hot on Sly's tail, which made it hard to read the book, but she settled for Raleigh instead. Next was the US, and Sly's next target, Mugshot. In the American Southwest, Mugshot is the muscle of the Fiendish 5. When he was younger, he was the runt of the litter. The only friends he would have had are the ones in the gangster movies he saw as a kid. Mugshot spent his childhood getting the strength and respect he didn't have when he was little. He became the gangster he always wanted to be, to make sure he was never picked on again. Mugshot is holed up in Mesa City and Sly is in a gambling mood. Bentley was surprised because Mesa City looks like a ghost town and Sly doesn't know what is going on. Once Sly makes it to Mugshot's base of operations, Bentley says Sly needs to find a way to break into the building to get a shot at the Bulldog, and he'll think of something. After leading Murray around and sneaking around the casino area, Sly uses the Junker as a ramp to make an entrance and walks inside. Once inside, Sly needs to find the rest of the keys to a locked wall that has a switch to activate a secret elevator to Mugshot's penthouse. After some run-ins with Carmelita and construction work, Sly makes it to Mugshot. Mugshot is surprised that a scrawny rat with a stick is cracking skulls and scaring his men. Mugshot remembers the Coopers. The Thievus Raccoonus had great art but too many big words. Sly figures he won't just hand over the pages then. And the gangster feels violated after Sly stole from him and trashed the joint, so let's rock. After the fight, Mugshot can't believe a weakling like him beat a bruiser. He isn't just right, but if he wants more pages of the picture book, he'll have to fight Miss Ruby for him. After getting Mugshot's pages, which contain the rail walk and the rail slide, it was hard getting out of Mesa City because of Carmelita Fox, who booked Mugshot, but as a result, the citizens can return back to the city. The next person on the list is Miss Ruby in Haiti, and as a young kid born to a family of mystics, she scared others away. With few options, she studied necromancy to get a few friends she had, and as an adult, she turned to crime for revenge against the world who feared her as a child. For some reason, she became a hermit and went into the Haitian jungle. Bentley tells Sly that this mission he'll have to do it on his own, as Sly didn't think he believed in ghosts. Bentley says he does, as his scanners have picked up activity, but that isn't the problem. it's the mold of bacteria, but Sly tells him to suck it up as they have work to do. Once inside the base, Bentley tells Sly if he wants a date with Miss Ruby, then he'll have to find a way into that skull temple. After fighting off swamp bugs and the paranormal, Sly opens the gate for a python to come in and smash open the barrier in front of him. Sly and Bentley cook up a plan to trash the egg beater to halt production on whatever Miss Ruby is making, while also building pressure to get launched up into the temple. After trying to make gumbo for our ghost cat, Sly makes it to Miss Ruby's temple. Ruby feels Sly coming, so she isn't surprised by his appearance. Sly says that making a ghost army isn't very neighborly, but Ruby doesn't really care. She will get rid of him anyway. There is a catch to this fight, that Sly will need to dodge her attacks to the rhythm to have a shot at her. After grooving to her beatdown, she tells him that rhythm won't save him from the Panda King. Ruby's pages show Sly the invisibility technique, but Carmelita was right on his tail, in which she arrested Ruby for manufacturing zombies. Next was China and the Panda King. He was born poor but loved fireworks and spent 10 years learning how to make them. After trying to impress the noblemen with his pyrotechnics, all they saw was some poor in their presence. Panda King got his revenge by using fireworks against the ones who shunned him, and was recruited by the Fiendish 5 as their demolitions expert. Sly and Bentley witnessed Panda King bury a village under an avalanche. Sly figures Panda King lit the fuse on top of that giant statue, so he knows where he needs to go. After sleuthing around the mountains, Sly finds a way inside using fireworks to blow open a hole in the roof inside the hideout. Once inside, Bentley tells Sly that he will need all the keys to use the rocket to get to Panda King. A drag race with Murray and a game of tag with Carmelita later, Sly makes it to the Panda King, and Panda King guesses Sly is a part of the Cooper clan, and does he want revenge? Sly thought about it at first, but he wants to put an end to his terror in China. Panda King doesn't know why he cares, as he's a thief just like him, but Sly doesn't hurt people by lashing out because he was poor. After beating Panda King, Sly learns about one of his ancestors using technology, and his blueprints could be of good use to the van. A pissed off Fox threw the Panda King in jail, as Sly and friends go on vacation. While going to Russia for the final member of the Fiendish 5, Sly notices something. A shadowy owl-like figure was in many of the images across time. This lines up with information about Clockwork, but is there something missing? After the assault on Clockwork's base, we see that Clockwork has captured Carmelita Fox, and Sly isn't going to just leave her there, and is trapped as well. Bentley comes to save the day by hacking a system to free the pair. Outside, Sly and Carmelita set their differences aside to take down Clockwork, and an owl takes Sly's cane. Carmelita covers Sly till he can get the cane back. After that, they need to get to Carmelita's jetpack because the lava is rising and the place is falling apart. Once he makes it to the top, it's the final battle against Clockwork. Sly wants to know how old Clockwork really is, as he was in all those old images, and Clockwork says that hatred is the key to the fountain of youth, while replacing his body with mechanical parts. After beating Clockwork and getting back the Thievus Raccoonus, Sly did the impossible in beating the Fiendish 5 and Clockwork, but he couldn't have done it without his friends Bentley and Murray. Since Clockwork is gone, Carmelita and Sly are back to playing cops and robbers. Carmelita gives him a 10-second head start, and before the countdown finishes, Sly kisses Carmelita and cuffs her to the railing and says she'll be pissed, but they'll run into each other again soon enough. As the story ends, but is Clockwork really gone? The gameplay of Sly Cooper is like most mascot platformers since they became the norm by the early 2000s. You run, jump, and collect MacGuffins, but coins in Sly Cooper, or at least in the first one, didn't give you an extra life when you collected 100 of them, but instead it gave you a lucky horseshoe. You can find them in levels as well, but what they did was allow Sly to have one free hit before he died or fallen into a pit or water. The horseshoe can be upgraded to the golden horseshoe. It does the exact same thing, but lets the player know that they have 2 hits now before Sly dies. One interesting thing that Sucker Punch tried to do was infuse sneaking into the platform by having dynamic movement with Sly and how he moves or interacts with the environment as if he isn't detected. A sneaking theme will be playing while trying to get around guards or obstacles. The tracks change when action takes place, like being caught by guards or booby traps. What I find cool are the onomatopoeia sound effects that go off when you kill a guard. Now, what would a good stealth game be without stealing? In each level, there are safes that Sly can crack, but the only way to get the code to each of them is to find and collect a number of clue bottles in said stage. What's inside each safe is a piece of the Thievus Raccoonus that gives Sly extra abilities from the story abilities, like a bomb hat, bullet time, being able to turn into a ball, and yes, finally figuring out how to swim, so no matter how many times Sly falls in the water, he won't die. There is one safe you can't open until you beat the game, because if you try, Bentley will say he can't read it as it's written in OWL. If you get all the pages, then the true ending will play, with Sly saying that he's a true master thief now, and it's his turn to start writing in it. Other than that, there are time trials to see if you can finish the level in the allotted time. There are mini games with Murray and Sly, which are the annoying part of the game. Murray has two types. You as Sly are being a lookout, shooting anything that comes near Murray, and he can die in one hit either by a guard or friendly fire, so watch out. Then there are car races where the van isn't the best at control, so it doesn't have that much traction, and you'll need to NOS to actually win each race. The slime mini games aren't that annoying, but they're very stingy on time, so they aren't that forgiving on mess ups like the Gumbo mini game. Sly Cooper and the Thievus Raccoonus is a very fun and stylish game that prides itself on being a stealth platformer. I played the PS5 version, which I had access to the new PS2 emulator PlayStation is using, which allowed for quick save and loads. Even a rewind feature that allowed you to correct a mistake on a tricky part that can be frustrating if you have to start over. They even added new trophies to the port, but unfortunately there are some bugs as well, like models randomly losing textures at certain points of the game, but that's not all. In the PS4 version, it runs 10% faster, which makes it even harder on the Miss Ruby boss fight because it will be out of rhythm, but if it's on the PS5 version, it's fine. Sly Cooper is not that hard, as you can finish in about 7 to 8 hours on a casual run. With that being said, I'll give Sly Cooper and a Thievus Raccoonus an 8.5 out of 10 for the PS5 port. If you want to experience classic PS2 platforming that's easily accessible, then look no further than the PS5 port, barring some graphical glitches. It's free on the highest tier for PlayStation Plus, or just $10 if you wanted to buy it outright. That should do it for this review of Sly Cooper. And next time, I might be headed out west to slay some vampires. But until then, stay gold guys, and I'll see you in the next video.